Hello guys, and welcome to the very first episode of Juutas Talks. Today we are going to talk about Dark Souls 2 network test, aka beta. Note, I have not played the network test myself, so all this information is based on roughly 30 hours of footage I have seen. Hopefully I can share some information with you that you haven't already seen yourself. All the footage you see on the background is just something I recorded for you guys that you can watch while you listen. It's just the 10 fights I was managed to get in 2 hours of waiting in Dark Souls PC. Thanks Games for Windows Live. I have a little list in here about the new features that I have noticed in the footage I've seen. So let's get started. All range attacks can be now aimed and zoomed. This includes not only bows, but also crossbows and even spells. A little side note though, in the game guide that is available on Dark Souls 2 official website, it specifically says that crossbows cannot be aimed like bows, so this is probably going to be changed in the final version of the game, or was just a glitch on the footage I saw. I personally would love the ability to actually zoom in with crossbow, because I prefer crossbows over bows. But in the end it would make the difference between bows and crossbows too small, so I understand the reason why they will probably remove the crossbow zoom in the final game. Maybe we will have a usable sniper crossbow this time. It takes stamina to use spells, bows or crossbows, but the arrow speed on both crossbows and bows is greatly increased. You can also delay your attacks with spells and crossbows this time around. Spells now have weaker and stronger versions, depending whether you push R1 or R2, that also differ if you one or two hand your catalyst. You can also cancel your castings by rolling. Judging for all this new information on castings, mages are going to be scary opponents in Dark Souls 2. You always need to manually direct your hits properly, even if you are locked on to your opponent. This is not going to be a problem for me, since I'm used to unlock playing on the original Dark Souls, but I understand why this would be worrying for some of you. All I can say that it's time to start training on your unlocked play now. Toggle escaping is gone. This might be a slight problem. I myself am the kind of player who likes to see more variety in builds, but we are not given too much choice if everyone has to stack a lot of poise. Also, it's very unclear to me how the poise mechanic works in Dark Souls 2. I've seen footage where a very heavy armored player gets stunned by the first hit from regular one-handed longsword, but I've also seen a clip where a guy in warrior's armor doesn't get stunned by a Zweihander. It's all really confusing to me at the moment. Backstabs are harder to pull off. It seems that in Dark Souls 2 backstab window is indeed smaller, and my opinion on the matter is praise the sun for that. Backstabs are not by any means impossible to pull off this time, but at least now backstabs can act as they should, as a punish for other players' mistake, not as a main tool for attacking. Let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, fisting. Fist seems to do more damage in Dark Souls 2 than in the original Dark Souls, and could be actually somewhat viable way of combat this time. But just a little warning, you cannot parry with bare hand anymore. On the other hand though, you can two-hand fists this time. How awesome is that? While we are talking about the two-handing things, it seems to be possible to do dual-wield power stance with most of the weapons. For example, I've seen players doing dual-wield special attacks with 2 great swords. This is going to be one of the most interesting features in Dark Souls 2 in my opinion. Another new interesting mechanic is that it is possible to block and parry with the main hand shield or weapon, but it is impossible to riposte with the left hand weapon. It seems that every hit in chain of attacks does less damage. This could mean that it helps with the stun locking problem we have at hand now. Helping phantoms and invaders both have 75% of their maximum health when entering the host's world. This applies even to the ones summoned with red soapstone. This is a little worrying for me, and could mean that the separate host is always needed for proper duels in Dark Souls 2. Let's hope it doesn't go this way in the final game. Movement speed of your character is greatly decreased when you are locked on to your opponent. The more I see, the more I care less about locking onto my enemy anymore. It seems to be more beneficial for me to just continue with the unlocked heavy gameplay in Dark Souls 2. We'll see. Killing NPCs is not final this time. Killing NPC causes their gravestone later to appear where they died, where you can pray on the stone and spend souls to bring back the ghost of that killed NPC. In the network test beta, the amounts of souls you need for resurrecting the NPC was 3000. The enemy AI seems more aggressive, but the difficulty doesn't seem to be harder than on the original Dark Souls. The great architecture and level design seems to be back in Dark Souls 2. There are various shortcuts and hidden spots in the relatively small network test area. There are also traps this time around, and so far those seem very deadly. I saw a player get poisoned when opening a treasure chest and the poison killed him in few seconds. Maybe the new stat, trap disabling, is going to be somewhat useful after all. Who knows, maybe we can lay our own traps in the final game. There are two bosses shown in the footage I've seen, Executioner's Chariot and Skeleton Lord. The monster design seems to be as awesome as ever, and I have zero complaints about that. The bosses seem pretty awesome, but kinda easy at the same time. The Chariot boss seemed mostly like a gimmick fight. At least the Skeleton Lord boss is solid proof that From Software keeps an eye out on what the fans are talking about. A room full of wheel skeletons was a brilliant idea for a boss. I'm just waiting for a boss battle on a narrow bridge where 10 Anor Londo archers try to bring you down. The new armor sets looks amazing to me, and since we have cloth physics now, it just makes everything look a little bit more awesome. Don't believe me? Go and check out the Levelin armor set that is hidden above the stairs after you kill the chariot boss. You won't be disappointed. Everything in Dark Souls 2 network test looks very good, except few of the funny looking animations. It seems as Dark Souls 2 is going to be the first real Dark Souls, having more emphasis on light and dark, and having 100 times more impressive looking light effects. Soundtrack and sound effects are as impressive as ever. The soundscape in Dark Souls 2 seems to be more impressive and creates successful paranoia on the player. Also, the soundtracks of the boss battles sound amazing, but still stays loyal to the series. On the end note here, I could say that this network beta footage has made me all more excited for Dark Souls 2, even if it has few worrying aspects in it. Just keep in mind guys, this network test version could have been made months ago, before we even get to play it. So a lot of things might have been already ironed out, or will be fixed in the coming 5 months we have left until the final release. Thank you for watching. There was a lot of info left out from this video, so if you were left with any questions, I probably have answers for those, so just be brave and ask, okay? See you guys in the next one.